week that the deal had already been agreed. We were just waiting for the press and all the photo stuff to get out of the way. Finally happened today. And today, Hudson Odoi officially has been announced, signing his new 5-year deal at the club. It is going to be 120k per week. It is a 5-year contract. It means that by the time Callum is 23, he would have made at least 30 million from this contract already. Probably even more with all the sponsor money and everything that's going to come to him in the next few years. Exciting times, it really is. On that note, you guys, before I delve into things, I want to get the plug out of the way. Thank you to the OneFootball app for constantly backing me and supporting me. You guys, if you download the OneFootball app now, you'll be ready in time for the game this Sunday against Liverpool. Tons of interactive content. If you guys want an example, if you want to see, previous stats and fixtures between us over the years, use the OneFootball app. They'll give you all the key figures about, all the historical data and facts. It really is a great app. If you guys want this for yourselves, you'll find it in the link in the description below. And on that note, you guys, we move. Callum Hudson-Odoi looking very nice beside Marina. Marina with those nails on fleek. Her nails are always on fleek. Listen, I'm a guy that's got an eye for detail. I notice these things, yeah? But anyway, getting back into things, Callum just looking... we've completed it now. I kind of feel like we've completed the game right now. Safeguarding Callum's future. And on top of that, we've got Mason Mount secured, Ruben, Reese, all these top quality young players that are going to be the main guys in the squad for years to come. It's the best strategy to have. And finally, the cream of the crop has finally signed his new contract. Hudson Odoi is going to be our player for the next 5 years. And you guys, we're going to move on to the interview that was released by the club. If I just interact with it very quickly over here. Getting straight to the top, Hudson Odoi just lifting up the shirt wearing the number 20. It's only going to be the number 20, let's for a little bit longer, until the end of the season at least. But I'll speak about that part later on. Anyway, Hudson Odoi was asked, Callum, congratulations on signing a new contract at the club. Although you haven't been fully immersed in training yet, how have you found working with the new boss so far? Callum said, I've been thinking for a while what it would be like playing for Chelsea for the next 5 years and how everything might go, especially now Frank is here as a manager. Now you guys, with previous youth players at this club, they couldn't even think about the future 6 months from now, for God's sake. Now the players feel stable. They feel like they're at an environment that's going to get the best out of them, that's tailored towards them, and that's going to help them succeed. That's what you want if you're any professional in any area of your life. You know what I mean? And this is what Frank Lampard brings to the club. He brings in this confidence and this faith. I don't think it's only just transmitted to the squad, but I think it's also transmitted to the board as well. And I'll touch on that point in a second. But it's great to know that, Callum's saying for the next 5 years, it means that he's really thinking about what he can achieve with us. And he sees this club as the club to help him grow and succeed as a player. Top stuff. It's what you want to see, you guys. Anyway, we move. Callum was asked about his injury last season. Last season came at an unfortunate time, just as we were competing strongly for a place in the starting team and ahead of some important games. It must have been difficult to come to terms with that. Callum said, I was so happy with how things were going because I was getting opportunities in the end from Sarri and I was playing well. I was thinking to myself that nothing could go wrong, and that's how you know this guy's 18. Like, the minute you even think those words in your head, something bad's bound to come. I don't like jinxing myself, you guys. I'm a bit superstitious, so I'm always careful about what I say. But in the long term, if I have to admit for myself, it looks like everything played out well for Hudson Odoi. So sometimes these things happen for a reason. Anyway, you guys, we move. And of course, asked about his recovery and how that's going. Announced that he played last Friday against Brighton, which we all knew. Had a good 60 minutes and was out there to get his legs back to how they were. Which is great, is what you want to hear. The interesting one for me was, you obviously know Mason Mount and Tamori well, so did you speak to them about their experiences of working with Frank at Derby County once it became clear in the summer that he was going to take charge of the club? Callum said the first thing I asked him was how he is as a manager, what he does and how he works. He told me he's very good and obviously a past legend at the club. It was good for me to hear from those boys who'd already worked under him that they enjoyed it so much. Of course they're going to enjoy it. The style of football is very similar and complements how they were brought up playing throughout the academy. So it's nothing new. It's no surprise why they're going to be happy, because it's a system that helps them get the best out of what they do. And it's great to see you guys. Now, anything else interesting here? Of course, the last point, as well as the prospect of working alongside players from your academy days, you also have the opportunity to work with two former coaches in Edwards and Morris. How much are you looking forward to linking up with them? Again, Callum said, it's amazing that two coaches I worked with for years in the academy are now part of Frank Lampard's coaching staff. Are you guys? Of course, I'm happy. I'm honestly so happy. This is the legacy I'm talking about. This is the legacy I want to see. You know, they've got coaches that already understand their game. They know the areas in which they need to improve upon. You know, they're going to still keep growing and developing as the years go on. Honestly, it feels a bit surreal just how well the club is being run right now. I still can't believe it. I can't, you know. I've been looking forward to a future like this for years, and honestly, I thought it was never going to happen. Now it is. I still feel like I'm in dream world in that sense, because I honestly believe that this was always the best direction to take, and these boys in the squads, they're going to show us fans what they're really about, and they're going to show us why we should have always believed in these guys in the first place. I really believe they'll be the ones to take us to the next level. But of course, continuing on with the interview, it was great to see that Callum spoke about Morris, saying that, you know, he's always on his case no matter what. And that's because our coaches have an affinity with the player. They've been basically like not raising them, but developing them over the years. They want to see them succeed, and you know, that's the satisfaction they get. Not necessarily just from winning trophies and boosting their CVs, but seeing the growth and development of a player, you know, becoming someone who's very promising to someone who's known all across the world. These are the type of figures you need to have to really make a model like this quite successful. But they were the most interesting parts from the interview. We move on to Matt Law. Now, Matt Law, Mr. Chelsea himself, of course, always has interesting things to talk about. Now here, Matt is confirming that Callum did sign a contract for 120k per week. Here he spoke about how, again, he'll earn over 31.2 million over the next 5 years. Confirms that, you know, the money will be made on Hudson Odoi. We want him to be the new poster boy for the club, replacing Eden Hazard. And if you guys remember things I've spoken about, you know, last season in particular, in live streams and in videos as well, I spoke about how this club needs to really remarket themselves. What does it mean to be a Chelsea fan right now? What is our identity? And it was no surprise, because the fan base was quite fractured in that sense. You know, some fans had that affinity for the Chelsea of old, you know, powerful football that, you know, really won us a lot of games. You know, some fans had affinities, previous managers we had like Conte and Sarri. And some fans had affinity towards the academy because they saw the academy as, you know, something that could really symbolize Chelsea for years to come. The academy was the main thing that was really going to let us fans know what players were going to be well suited to making the step up to the next level, playing in the first team. And I think for me, that's what it's all about, being a football fan. You know, it's all about loving all aspects of the club. And it's about looking at the youth and seeing who's going to be ready for the future, building that connection. You know, that's what football's about. You know what I mean? But anyway, we continue, we move on. Interestingly, of course, we all know that Hudson Odoi was going to be offered the number 10 shirt. It's looking like Willian's going to safeguard it for another season before Willian probably goes to China or somewhere else. So Hudson Odoi is going to become even more marketable, wearing the number 10 shirt, being our star player. And it's really exciting times, you guys. Now, of course, I do want to continue on with something else that Matt Law did right. And he wanted to give praise to Marina. And basically, he wanted to give praise to her for, you know, just her business acumen and how she's really created how things are currently at the club. Now, we need to understand, if this was any other director, they might be worried, you know. with your best player leaving in the summer with no transfer ban, a lot of basic directors are going to be panicking. They're going to look to spend a lot of money in the previous window to make sure they're good for this season. However, Marina didn't worry, even when Sarri decided he wanted to leave. And instead, it looks like the club's long-term plan just got accelerated forward. And this is why I'm really happy. Marina, it looks like she really bought into what Lampard is trying to produce at this club. She's bought into, using the young players. And she's been rewarded for that. She's been rewarded for believing in the staff members and the people at the club who know what they're doing and obviously know how to build towards the future. I do want to say quickly, you guys, apologies if I'm sounding a bit, all over the place in this stream. I do want to get in the habit of doing these streams more regularly, and sometimes, there's not enough time to cover everything in a day, and live streams can really help me out with that. So, of course, as I do them more, I'm only going to get better, so bear with me, you guys. I do apologize for not sounding too professional today. But, getting straight back into things, Marina needs to get a lot of credit. She was brave. She didn't pick the safe option, which would be to spend or just go for the safest things. She decided, let's build towards the future right now. As I said, she's been rewarded for that. Look at all the young players performing this season. All our goals have come from Chelsea Academy players. Come on. These guys have been the most important aspect of the team. And once other guys return, we're only going to get better. So, honestly, exciting times are really coming. But anyway, we continue. Marina didn't panic at all when Hazard left, which is great to read. Keeping a level head is one of Granite Sky's biggest assets, according to those who have dealt with her regularly. Congratulatory messages are often said to be met with a note of caution, while bad news is viewed as part of the job. I mean, that elite mentality, come on, elite mentality, you guys. Anyway, Real and Bayern Munich can testify to the fact that it's also pointless trying to panic Granovskaya. The Spaniards had hoped to land a relative bargain in Hazard, but quickly agreed a deal worth up to 130 million for a player entering the final 12 months of his contract. I think it's safe to say this period over the past few months has been the best period for Marina. Any ill will that fans had towards her, I'm sure, has probably died down by now. She knows what she's doing, you guys. I have full trust in her. She's been absolutely on point. And it's good to see that, she is getting credit for just how well she's been running the club. Honestly, she has been. And, you guys, I just want to wrap things up by just, giving my thoughts and opinions on just Hudson Odoi and his impact to the team once he returns. Now, as you guys can see with the clip here, one thing we're definitely missing out on is that one-on-one ability, the pace, the skill, the invention, the creativity. This is why Callum's being paid the money he's getting paid for, because people at the club believe in his attacking talents and know that this kid can produce. Now, if we see this guy, that he's going to be playing down the left-hand side when he returns back to the team, that's going to be very exciting to see, playing in his best position where he will have Emerson bombing down the flanks. He'll have Mason Mount playing as number 10 where he can link up with him as well. And I'm telling you guys, the combinational link up between Mason and Hudson Odoi during the academy days was absolutely something else. But on top of that, the point I want to make is, for why we need to be excited for the future, is that all of these players, Hudson, Reese, Tammy, Mount, etc., they've played together, they know each other's game. And what tends to give big teams an extra edge is when players have that full understanding of each other's game. When a player understands, okay, Tammy, I know you're going to be in this area at this time. I'm going to put in the perfect ball over the head of this defense to get to you because I know this is your bread and butter and you're going to do absolute bits. Now, guys like Hudson, Mason, and all these guys have played together for so long. We're going to have those types of understandings in our attacking play right now. And that's going to be good to see, An example I want to use is Ajax in the Champions League last season. Not only did they play fantastic football, but the reason why their football was on a different level was because most of the players had played together and knew what to do. So once you fully trust the instincts of your teammates, this is how special things can happen. And I really think now with Hudson Odoi returning soon, those special things are going to come. I mean, since I've seen this guy, since he was a 16-year-old, I remember against Man City, a Man City team that had Sancho, that had Foden, a Man City team that had Brahim Diaz as well. 16, absolutely wiped the floor of all of them. Was by far the best player. And when I watched him play live, because it was my first time really seeing him, I just couldn't believe just how good the player was. And since then, I've been fully invested in him. And for me, it feels like a proud moment to actually see guys from the academy that I've been investing so much time into doing bits and doing their thing. But you guys, on that note, I need to wrap things up and keep things moving. If you want to back me and help support me, in the description below will be links to the affiliates. If you want to get any club merch for yourself, I do want to say thank you to everyone that's been backing me by, using the links below, because you don't have to do that. But it is really nice of you and very thoughtful, so I do appreciate that. And you guys, I need to wrap things up and keep it all moving. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. Signing out.